Coach Mark Manning, thank you so much for joining me today. It was an incredible season for your team, the best finish overall for the NCAAs with the runner-up. Just what went into this season to make it so successful for you?
Well, I think it starts with our team. Obviously, their commitment from really last spring, summer. We had regular 25, 30 guys around training all the time, the whole summer. So I knew the commitment was high, and then with commitment comes belief, and belief is the magic. In getting these guys to perform the way they did, and we had a really good season, but I think we always preached, being your best the 5 days in March, 2 days at Big Tens and 3 days in the NCAA tournament. So I think that really came to fruition.
I mean, you've been at this for 25 seasons at Nebraska. For you to be this far into your career and still elevating this program, what does that say about where this culture is at and where this team is at to have a finish like that this year?
Yeah, I just think it's all about these young men that believe in our team. They believe in the principles and the values we teach. I think that's what gets left out of sports is the values and principles these guys learn to go on and we're preparing them for life, and they're going to be amazing husbands, fathers, presidents of industries that who knows what they're going to be doing, but we got a variety of different majors that guys are going to go into, but really the sky's the limit, and that's kind of what we preach in wrestling, and it's going to carry over their life, so I'm really proud of them.
You had a great quote, "You don't buy them, you build them," here at Nebraska. What are some of your biggest philosophies as a coach that have remained a constant over the 25 years?
Yeah, there's so many of them, and I would say, buying them and building them, just this, I've been saying that because of the day, the day we live in right now, the NIL, and obviously we give our guys NIL, the guys that earn it, and so it's more about earning something, and in life you got to earn. If you want to be, worth $50 million, you want to be worth, you want to run a big corporation, you got to pay the price. You got to earn that. No one's going to hand that to you. And I think our sport in particular teaches those lessons. All our sports do. And that's why sports are important. Obviously wrestling's not a money-making sport that football is or basketball is. There's only two revenue sports, really, football and men's basketball. And so really it's the lessons these young men and women in sports are acquiring is they're preparing themselves to be great in life. And obviously we want to be great in wrestling, but the bigger picture is being great in life. And that's what I'm most proud of, and that's what I make commitment to young men and women and to parents when I recruit is I'm going to take care of your son like I would my own. I'm going to treat him like my own, and I'm going to love him up. Might have to put my foot up his rear end once in a while, but for the most part, I'm going to love him up and encourage him to be his best and challenge him, in many ways to be the best student athlete and the best representative for our school, for our state, and for our university.
I mean, I think one of the best examples of that is Antrell Taylor and what you've meant for him in his career, but also in his life. And he had a great quote talking about how you were front row with him during his brother's funeral. Just why do you invest so much in these guys beyond the mat?
It's just what I'm called to do. It's what I'm called to do. It's bigger purpose than just being in that wrestling room. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. It's a commitment I love, and I love for Bill Byrne and really Bob Burton were two guys that hired me, and those guys really took a chance on me, and I want to do the best job I can for those guys that really invested in me and believed in me, and I pass it down to my team, and that's how it should work. And I'm just thankful for Antrell and for his mom, Tammy, who really believed, hey, Nebraska could be the place that Antrell can reach his goals and his dreams.
How early did you see it with Antrell at Millard South?
You know what? We knew he was really good, and he's a really good football player. He played on, he's part of winning teams in not only wrestling. Todd Manili and Jay Manili did a great job with them. All of his coaches there at Millard South, in wrestling and football, he excelled too. So he had a winning mentality, and so that's, I think, what he brought. He's like, hey, I can do this. His belief level was really high, and what was really telling was last year when he really was wrestling out of his weight class at 165 and became an All-American. He beat some really tough guys at the NCAA tournament and along the way, and that's what's great. That's the joy that sports brings, and you can't put a dollar sign on that. Those moments and those times with young men as a coach are just so precious.
I mean, another great example, Ridge Lovett, another national champion, and you said it yourself. He could have went in the portal and made a lot more money elsewhere, but he chose to stay at Nebraska and stay committed, and look where he ended up.
Yeah, and I knew when we got Ridge, I've said it many times, I knew that he was a leader of men, and he just possesses those traits that inspire other people around him, and his work ethic, his determination, and just how he carries himself, that confidence just permeates to other guys on the team, and it really did this season. It has his whole career, really, but really it was culmination of just all that hard work Ridge put in, and his determination that, hey, I got 9 matches going into the Big Ten tournament. I'm going to win 4 there and 5 at the NCAA tournament, and what a ride it was.
Yeah. I mean, how much sweeter did it make it too? Because Ridge has felt that heartbreak at the NCAAs and finishing as a runner-up, losing in the semifinals, the same guy he just beat in the finals. Yeah. How gratifying is that for you to see?
Yeah, I think it's just so gratifying for Ridge to overcome, to persevere, and that's what this sport, it's a tough, gritty, tough sport. Wrestling is, it's mentioned in the Bible, you're wrestling with life. And what's that mean? Is sometimes you're going to struggle. Sometimes you're going to struggle to persevere and be strong-minded people. And I think that's what we're building at Nebraska Wrestling. Well, I know we have strong-minded people, and they're tough. I know a number of our guys the last number of years have got amazing jobs, and the people that hire them said, man, I cannot believe the character of this guy, but also just his work ethic and willingness to go the extra yard, and that's what I'm really proud of.
Yeah, what's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you, Coach?
Just seeing, guys like Craig Brester and Jason Powell, who were, 15 years ago, that are doing great husband, fathers, and they're in great professions. They're leaders in their professions, and just, guys like Brandon Brown, all these guys that are killing it out there in life, and Jacob Klein, I could go on, and I'm just so proud of them, even Paul Donahoe. And so they're producing other great people and great sons and daughters. So I'm thankful for them joining our program, and they're an inspiration to me.
When you look at the landscape of college wrestling, how much growth have you seen from the first day you stepped on this campus to right now in terms of the fans, the attention, the TV deals?
Yeah, I think, our crowds have got really much bigger the last 4 or 5 years. But I think we've always had exciting guys. Now we have a team full of guys that are really exciting to watch, and they're going to fight to the death. And we have 6 All-Americans coming back next year. So come on, Husker fans. We want to pack that Devaney every time. And I think, Terry Pettit and John Cook have set that ladder for women's volleyball. And I think, we can be that next sport to pack the Bob Devaney and really put people on their feet. And we're starting a student section next year, so really challenging our students out there. But it's a great sport, and not only that, it's great young men that we have on our team and high character, and they wearing the N and wearing the script in Nebraska means something to them, and that's what they're really proud of, and they represent Nebraska to the fullest.
I mean, you've been on a similar path with John Cook in terms of the length of your time here at Nebraska. Obviously, he just took a chance to retire, but have you gotten to talk with him? Have you guys been close throughout your journeys here at Nebraska?
Yeah, we have. Actually, he joins us in the sauna numerous days and still does. Yeah, he's been great. Our famous wrestler Jordan Burroughs has talked to their team and talked to Fred Hoiberg's team a number of times, even last fall. And so I think utilizing people that come from your programs to help other teams is really, really a great aspect that I think our university really operates at. I think that's really cool, and I think not only that, it helps other student athletes when Nebraska means so much to them, and that just translates over to their team and their program.
Well, I have to ask, how much longer do you want to be doing this? How much fun are you having coaching wrestling right now beyond your 25 years here at Nebraska? I'll
probably go another 25. My hair's not that gray yet. Really, no. It's funny recruiting in the recruiting wars. Hey, Manning's getting ready to retire. I'm like, huh. Do they know I have a sophomore in high school and a junior in high school? And maybe if the people that are saying that are going to pay those bills, they'd take a different stance. But no, I love what I do, and I get that question asked to me a lot, just because I have gray hair and I've been here 25 years, whatever that means. But I love what I do, and when I walk away. But I love what I do, and I love the team that we have, and my staff has been, I've got a tremendous staff behind me, and trainer and strength coach. So I got great people around me, and I love what I do, and I'm ready to keep going as a Husker.
You got 6 All-Americans returning. You can't go anywhere.
That's right. We got to make them national champions.
Now, what is next for this program? What's your next goal for Nebraska wrestling?
Simple. We're chasing down Penn State. That's a tough task. They're in a dynasty. They're probably like the Patriots or double the Patriots or the Chiefs or whatever you want to say. But they've won 11 out of the last 13 national titles, I think. My numbers are right, but it's a crazy dynasty they got going on, and someone's going to beat them. And I always say to our guys, why not us? And so I think our team is really built well, and we're just looking for a few more pieces to help us go and do that. And we're working hard getting those, and we have a lot coming back, like you mentioned, and I know our team's going to put a lot of work in over the summer, and I'm really excited to see where this team goes next year.